Hey everyone, welcome to the Collector Chatter podcast. I am your host Miguel, here with my co-host Charlie. And in today's section, we're going to chat up the news, the latest Funko news and drops that happened this past week.
And everyone, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's chat about the news.
All right, everyone, let's chat about this news. This last week, we had a bunch of stuff, and I'm very excited to talk about some of these things because there were some pretty cool drops and some cool things that we saw that really got us excited, whether it was like an official thing that came out or we saw some glam shots and things like that. And I wanted to kind of start off right off the bat with the thing that I was just super hyped about, and it's more of these Moon Knight pops that are coming out.
They're amazing.
It's crazy. Like, I am so excited about the show. The show to me has been amazing. By far the best two first episodes of any of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, in my opinion. Just, we don't know how it's going to end. We don't know if, maybe they kind of just did this too early and blew us out with these two episodes and it's going to kind of die down. Hopefully not. But as of now, love the show. And I was already excited knowing that Moon Knight was going to be, they were always going to make Funko Pops. They've been doing it with all the Marvel, shows, especially the Disney Plus shows. And we talked about it last week, I believe, the glow in the dark version, which was a pretty cool one, him jumping. But now we got the Mr. Knight, which, we were able to see what he looked like in the episode 2. And then the Arthur Harrow one, which was super cool because that character is so awesome. Yeah.
He is an awesome character. It's just funny because Ethan Hawke was never really about, being in a comic book movie / TV show, but Oscar Isaac was like, dude, we need you for this role. And just Funko Pop, just like, it's awesome now that I'm trying to think if like there's any roles he's ever really done that he would have a Funko Pop of. So this could be,
I don't know.
It's cool. It looks just like the character. It's an awesome one. And I feel like we'll maybe get different variants of him down the line of some sort of other Funko Pop, but
yeah,
this one's awesome. And the Mr. Knight one is great as well. And normally, like, for some, I guess just because of the way the suits look and the just the whole aesthetic, like, I don't mind that the exclusive is a glow in the dark. These glow in the dark pops are sick. I don't know if it's because they're like all white and then they glow in the dark. Like, I feel I need to have those, where normally I'm like, oh, if I get the glow in the dark one, it's okay. This I need to have.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely like looks cool. I feel like it's the same thing with like the Star Wars Hollow ones that blue tint. Like, they just look cooler, and then when they glow so white, obviously it's the same kind of thing. Like, still cool white pop, but when they glow, it's gonna definitely look even better. But yeah, I agree. Mr. Knight one looks so sick. Like, we already kind of knew based off of like posters and teasers and stuff that like we would get
him,
like Oscar Isaac in that suit and him looking like that. So once he, came out in this episode, like, I was like, I got so hyped when I saw like what he looked like and everything. But right away, obviously they made pops of it, and like, it makes sense because even the OG comic, they have the regular Moon Knight, they have the Mr. like Knight one, so that pop already exists. And I think right now that pop is like skyrocketed like $600-$800 now at this point,
it's
which
ridiculous,
is insane.
Yeah.
Which obviously it was one of those, how recently we've been talking about the hypes of these Disney Plus shows have made some of the OG ones go up. And now I was surprised that they actually redid that mold, because we've talked about it. Like, one of the things that pops in my head right away is like Scream. We knew Scream was coming out, and you said like, well, they remake one of these Grail pops, and they didn't. But I guess with Marvel, they kind of do all the characters. So like, we're getting, another version of what we already had in the comic style, but now for the MCU. But yeah, the Ethan Hawke one, that thing is so sick. I mean, I don't know if he has ever really been like a character, you know what I'm saying? So like, this is probably the first time he's really playing one. Yeah, he's really playing like a character, and like, it's such a cool one. He's got a unique look, like his long hair looks really cool in the pop. So it's definitely something that I could see them making more. I don't want them to go wild just making too many for this line. Like, I would like if it was kind of
condensed,
limited a little bit. Yeah. And maybe a few different versions like they've been doing, which is totally cool. But yeah, very excited. That was one of the first things that, like, when I saw, this drop in the last week,
amazing.
That just like, blew my mind with how it looks.
Another thing that was announced officially, I think we talked about a rumor a while ago, but the Venom Pop cover, that's another thing.
Yeah.
That is fire, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that looks awesome. The Venom, like just everything about that. Like I just love this line. It is a preview exclusive, so it's really at
Yeah.
your local comic book shops. So you can get them on like Entertainment Earth or Amazon. Even normally puts them up, but I love this one. What do you think of it?
Yeah. I totally agree. I don't know if we ever really seen what it looked like until
I don't
very
think we
recently, right?
did.
We just
Nope.
kind of heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we knew it was coming out. It was announced. This was kind of when we were getting a lot of these comic lines, and like there or these comic like this wave that was coming through, and this was just one of them that like right away we were excited because I was like probably gonna look super cool. It was Venom. He always looks amazing. Comic will probably be cool, but now that we've seen it, like one, the pop looks
awesome.
sick, and then like it does resemble the comic actual cover, which they do a really good job about. I know you talked about that before, where it's like they really try to
They
try
do.
to make it look like the cover, and it's a really good job. It is, like you said, a PX exclusive, so it is going to be something that hopefully isn't too hard to find, but I I'm definitely excited for it. What's crazy is like now they're making so many of these comic book like covers, like the really really sick ones that we like really like, and then
Yeah.
but they're just gonna take up so much space. It's like kind of annoying. It's like I wish I didn't have a huge collection, or I was starting to collect and then this stuff was coming out, because then I
I
could
agree.
pick and choose and make more room versus having thousands of pops and then suddenly having these bigger pops that are, the albums and the posters and the comic covers and that kind of stuff. So that's the only thing that like worries me, but it's
I
fire.
agree.
I totally
It's
agree.
definitely hard to be a completionist of this. Like I want to be, but yeah, there's no room. And they'll go like they've started off extremely strong, but there's gonna come a point
Mhm.
where they're just making ones just to add a character, and then that's where you really get to pick and choose.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess we'll see. So it is a good line that I think is okay if you don't become a completionist with. I
Agreed.
personally, because I feel like it's one that you can just be like a favorite character or a favorite comic specifically, whatever, and like just grab that. Like that's kind of the way I felt with even with the albums. Like they're
Exactly.
cool enough to like just grab one or two, or if you want to grab a bunch of them because it's a brand new line, you do that, that kind of thing. So but yeah, that's definitely one that for sure got me excited. And then another thing that was this was something that dropped. It was kind of like a leak. It's official, so it's not necessarily a rumor, but it was a leak photo. And I know that I know Diss Trackers. I don't know if you saw that second post that they
Yeah.
posted. They had to take it down because they were like asked to be taken down. But what it is they showed off 3 brand new Scooby-Doo Funko sodas. And these are actually going to be Funko Shop exclusives. So that's pretty interesting. It reminds me a lot of when they dropped like the cereal ad icons at one
Yep.
time, where you got like the fruit brew and the
You
blueberry and
think they'll
those,
all
and
come out at
they
the same
dropped.
time?
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're gonna do. I mean, in my opinion, that's like what they did with that one. And since they're all part of one line, which was what we had Scooby, we had the I always
Bad
forget
with
his
the
name,
names.
Creeper or something, I
Yeah, and
think.
then the one that you actually I think got the
And then yeah,
Gemini
the ghost
exclusive.
one, and I
Yeah.
always forget his name too. Um, so those 3 are releasing. I mean, if you guys are watching here on YouTube, we usually pop up the glam shots of them, but they look super cool. It looks like that person that had the picture, they had one of them was a chase, and then the other 2 were the comments. It's just interesting. It's like that person must work for Funko, I'm assuming, and then that's why they're probably like,
Yeah,
yeah,
which
take my
was like
picture down. I
super
don't know.
super
Yeah,
sketch.
which it is. And it's like you just know that these things exist, and we've talked about this so many times, whether it's sodas, pops, or whatever it is, that like clearly Funko like makes a lot of stuff ahead of time and they keep it on the wraps as much as they can, and then leaks come out, whatever, then they randomly drop them. Because I feel like I remember maybe seeing a rumor or seeing that like Scooby potentially would come out, but I don't know if all 3 of these, I remember them being officially something that was like spoken about.
No,
But yeah, I expected them because they do already have like, they have the werewolf one, and then they
the space
those
kook.
the space kook one. Yeah, those already came out. So they're gonna obviously have to do Scooby,
And
maybe
I've
more,
seen a leak.
the
I feel
villains
like
and
they've
stuff.
talked about Shaggy too. He's not
Yeah, I don't
wasn't
know
one
if
of the
there's
3, but
yeah, because I don't know. Maybe that's just, I mean, that's obviously one that needs to come out and Velma
yeah.
and do the rest of them. It just makes sense. But it's cool to see it. It's a popular line. It's kind of in the news right now because of obviously the Scooby NFTs Funkos that dropped. So that kind of like now gets, if that, that hype was huge as we spoke about before. So that kind of now treasures over these. I think they look super cool though, and they're like, the soda game is just getting
It's getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand. But what I think is interesting is that we're getting, and we'll talk about other waves of sodas too, because there's going to be other ones that are dropping, but like we're getting like, the waves are usually 5-6 sodas at a time, whatever. And now we're getting to the point that like 4 to 5 of them are like fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, you
crazy.
want them all now. It's not like where you get like, oh, one of those is cool.
It's hard to pick and
whatever.
choose.
Now it's getting to that point, and it's like, and it keeps happening because they keep dropping on these random retailer sites that I go to, like Gemini, and I want the stuff and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot these were announced, and now they're dropping and they're dropping. And I'm like, oh my God. So that's
real quick while we're
me.
talking about Scooby, though, I just want to give a shout out to our boy Trey over at South Texas Collectibles. You should go check out his channel if you guys haven't. And if you haven't watched the episode when he came on Collector Chatter, check that out too. He is just such an awesome guy. I just want to tell the story because in our last episode, when I had mentioned that I got shut out of the Scooby NFT drop and I was super upset about it, he heard that and he sent me all of his Scooby NFTs because he felt super bad, and how important it was to me. And I just like, I just want to give you that shout out. Like, I wish we had more people in the world like you, because that was just amazing. And that really made me so happy. So once again, just everyone, we'll link his channel in this video, but make sure you go check out South Texas Collectibles. He's an amazing dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Super cool guy, and like loved him when he was on the episode. And he's been a fan since the beginning. He always is watching our stuff or listening, and he always posts us that he's on his drive to work or whatever, that he's listening to us. So if you're listening now, yeah, Trey, man, that was amazing. Like, like not many people are as giving, like, someone like you to do that. So I mean, that was pretty cool. He gave you all his cards, which is awesome because you didn't get any. So now you have at least some of the ones in that pack, which is super cool. But yeah, what else kind of excited you? I know there was
it's just
some
funny.
of the Star Wars stuff, man.
Okay, that's what I was about to bring up, because it was like, is this like news, rumors? But like, it's news at this point because
because we know they are coming out, and now we're seeing
they're dropping. And not only that, like, people have these in hand. Like, they were in Whatnot. Yeah, they were in Whatnot auctions over the weekend, and Epix Collectibles is selling them. I think this is insane. I know you had mentioned that Epix Collectibles does, sell them a little bit earlier sometimes, but we still have like almost a month and a half until Star Wars Celebration comes. And the fact that people are selling these in Whatnot auctions, I mean, I feel like that shouldn't be allowed. But regardless of that, it's just insane. But these pops, I'm super excited about. The first one we had kind of leaked was a Luke Skywalker one. We talked about it in one of our past episodes, but it seems like they're definitely making this line of all the classic, outfits that they wore in the very first Star Wars. And we now, a Leia one has dropped, or we've seen the actual images. Chewbacca one, and then Lando in the Millennium Falcon, which is awesome. But that is one behemoth of a pop. I actually have the original Han Solo one in it, and that thing is huge. So if any of you have seen the images or aren't familiar with it, like, just know if you do get that one when it comes out, it is big. It's not like one of the small rock.
So is it like a 10-inch pop sideways, basically?
Dude, it's bigger than that. It's huge.
No, really?
It's like, it's a box unlike I've ever seen. I mean, I feel like it's bigger than 10 inches, and it's like, it's all around. I mean, it is a nice replica of the Falcon. I mean, that's really what you're getting, where like, I feel like the other pop, like I have like a TIE fighter one, or like a Vader and his TIE fighter. It's like, it's tiny, and then like, it's, the character is like oversized. This pop is like, it's almost like fit to scale. Like, the pop is kind of tiny and the ship is huge.
Usually they don't do that. Same thing like with the Thanos one, where he's in his like, he's all big or whatever, and it's like a tiny little ship. This one obviously is meant more to show off the Millennium Falcon itself, and then just like their head is popping out in a little corner. That's definitely a cool one. Like you said, they already have one version of this. Now they have the new one with Lando, so that's actually super cool. And the Chewie, the Chewbacca one, that looked awesome. And like you
Yeah,
said, we
they're
saw
awesome.
Leia already. So, and like Charlie said, Epic Collectibles does have, well, I don't know if they're still up now, but they did have for sale the Leia and Luke, I
The
believe,
Luke
were the
ones, yeah.
two that they had, I think. And yeah, a lot of times they get these like con exclusives or international. They get a lot of international, special edition sticker stuff, and they'll get them like before, or even like Amazon exclusive stuff, like a lot of Mandalorian Amazon exclusive and things like that. They'll get it before and they'll sell them, themselves. Obviously, they're known for their international sodas as well most of the time. So it is interesting. But yeah, the whatnot auction aspect was a little weird because like I have seen that sometimes with some con stuff or shared and stuff where like a whatnot auction will have stuff like right before the con or whatever somehow, but not usually, but it's usually very close, not like a month out where
Yeah.
all of a sudden like it's just being sold and these things haven't even officially been announced. I know some of them are being leaked, obviously, but like they haven't said like this is the line that we're doing or this is what we're doing for. And there's obviously more that are in this line. So it's just interesting if like they just leaked a few of these and like they're holding the really really
Rest. Yeah.
good ones for later, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was like a pretty cool one. And then even off of that, I know we talked about this last week, but the actual official drop happened of the Boba Fett diecast.
Yeah.
And I know we were mentioning, like trying to go after it. We're excited. We're going to see how it was going to sell out. So like that actually happened, and now we're kind of I just wanted to give you like my thought of the like how it happened, if we were able to get it and whatever. Now I believe we both grabbed two, correct?
Yep. Yeah, we did.
Okay, so we both grabbed two. I initially didn't, I was just gonna get one, and I think I had, like we talked about this before, I like to build carts if I have an extra pop or something whatever in there, and then you try to get it for like free shipping or whatever. And I know they gave away a free Grogu pop if you spent more than $60. The pop diecast pop is $50. So you obviously need more than just one diecast. And I did have my t-shirt in there and a diecast one, but it wasn't giving me the free Grogu. And I was like kind of confused. And I was like, maybe it's because it has to be pops, or maybe it has to be just a Star Wars line, because they kind of dropped the diecast in like a Star Wars
Yeah,
like
they did, which was
section
interesting.
thing where it was like a bunch of kind of random ones that have been out, but like, like, hey, grab some of these Star Wars ones. So then I was like, all right, let me just grab two. And then I did, and it threw in that Grogu. Not that I wanted the Grogu one really, but it threw it in there for free. But it was kind of the process that we spoke about in the past that I thought no longer existed, but it did, where it threw you into a queue to actually check out, right?
Yep.
So like you were able to get in and like click and add to cart, but then right when you would check out, it puts you into a queue. So then I was a little worried because it was taking a little while.
I'm not gonna get this.
Yeah, I was loading, and I was like, damn, I think this is gonna be a popular one. And I was like, please. And it was funny because I added one, and then I went back and added the second one. So I was like, if that's why I don't get this, I'm gonna be so mad. I should just went with the one. And it went through. It actually went through. It was fine. I was able to grab two. It sold out within a half hour, I want to say,
quick.
roughly. The diecasts usually have been selling pretty well. I knew this one would. I mean, it's a whole new fandom of Star Wars now, people getting involved. I like to say like I'm one of the OG lovers of diecast, and I know you were a little later than me, but then you jumped on board pretty quick after seeing it, and
after
me letting you know that in person they were like
yeah.
amazing. And there's still people out there who don't believe in these things, that don't think they're worth it, or don't think they're good. I think they're absolutely crazy, because they are definitely worth it. They're a premium product for sure. They look so good in person, and I love the way the clear case like really sells it for me. Like even I've seen people put their pops in some of these customized clear cases, and even that looks cool. So like the fact that they're doing that, it's super cool. But the big news is that this has a chase, and as according to the Funko IG, every diecast going forward now is going to have a chase. So first off, the Boba Fett, we talked about it quickly last time. It's a standard looking Boba Fett in his armor's color, and then the chase is basically like him, like a prototype version, just like silverish color looking version, which I thought made sense. They could have done something different. not necessarily made it like that. I guess they could have changed something or changed the molds. Maybe it looks like they're not going to do that. I'm assuming they're probably going to make them a kind of one of these like just a exclusive looking like version versus
Yep.
changing the full thing. I would think. Probably
Yeah. Part of
expensive
me
to
is
do a
like, is
change,
every single chase gonna just be the like silver?
non-colored version.
Yeah. It's
It is
easy
interesting. I wonder that it's definitely easy. I mean, I guess they could
because
totally
some
do that. I
people
just don't
brought
know if
up
that's like a chase.
it's
Like,
not a
you know?
chase, and some people brought up that like that legitimately could be the color of paint that is under all the die casts. So what they're doing is they're just not, they're making, let's just say X amount, they're not finishing the process and they're turning that into the chase. Which
Yeah.
when I read that, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah. When you see this one, it does. Now, let's wait till the next one comes out and we see another chase. Like maybe
Exactly.
it'll be something different because we don't know. Once we get a second or a third, then we could be like, all right, this is really what they're running with. I don't know if they will. I feel like they'll change it up somehow. I don't know how drastic, but it may not be something that really gets you excited. But Charlie made a good point to me when he grabbed the two that I completely do agree with. I do like the common better. If I get chase, it's cool. Like I still think it'll be cool. I'm
Exactly.
sure in diecast it'll look pretty cool. The box itself has a little chase sticker like inside on the little platform, which is cool. But honestly, Charlie said like if he grabbed one and it was chase, you may not be as happy. Then you're gonna have to try to go
Yeah,
after the
I
second
wouldn't
one.
be.
Now, this show's notify me, I believe, still till now, which means it's probably gonna restock. All the diecasts have restocked us
Yeah.
at least a second time, some even a third time, but at least a second time. But it's true. Like if you grab two, chances are you're gonna at least get one common,
Exactly.
which in my opinion as well is the better one. If you pull two chases, I mean that's unreal and crazy, but more than likely you'll get two commons, but at least you have a chance of getting common chase. And I've seen some people pulling that. So yeah, I'm excited for it either way. I think it's going to be a cool one. I have all the other, as well as you, I believe, right? I have all the other
Yep. I
die
have all
casts
of
that
them.
exist right now. So it's good to kind of stay with this line. And I am excited that the chase thing is an option because I love doing the whole chase thing, especially with sodas and stuff. So I just hope that they do make the chases a little bit cooler going forward. I'm okay with it for this first time. And because it's boba and we already have that whole prototype pop thing, and now the soda is going to be like that, I get it. But if other characters and they're all going to be like this, I hope
I
they
just
change
don't,
that part
not
a
to
little bit.
like, I think this is a great topic we're talking about. Like, I don't know what they could really do like to
Yeah,
make
I
it
think they're
different.
limited. They have to be very limited. I mean,
Because
maybe I don't know, maybe a completely different color change or an outfit depending on the character. Like they can do something like that. Pose change, I don't see them doing. I think that's way too much work for a diecast to
yeah,
do.
I guess it would be
That
like swapping the head out, like you're right, like a different outfit or something.
yeah, it has to be something with the paint and the outfit. Um, if you can make a glow diecast, if that's possible, that would be like a glow paint. That would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Blacklight paint, something
I
like
was
that,
thinking that
maybe.
was like out of like not an option, but you're right. Like if that
Yeah, as
is,
a paint
yep.
potentially, that could definitely work. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe they just do a color change or whatever. But I guess we'll see. But I'm definitely excited for that to come in. I'm still waiting. Hasn't shipped yet. Have you gotten yours? I'm still waiting on.
It shipped, but I didn't get
Yeah,
it.
more mine shipped. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah. No,
I
I
haven't
didn't get it
delivered. I
yet.
meant, yeah, yeah. So I'm
I
still
didn't get it
waiting
yet.
on that. But you guys will definitely see a video of that unboxing for sure when I get those because it's also going to be kind of like a chase roulette kind of thing, like I normally
Yeah.
do. Hopefully, I get a 1-1. Who knows? That'd be wild. I'm really hoping I do. But me and Charlie do have a little bit of a pact that if either one of us get two chases for whatever reason and the other one got the two commons, then we'll
We're just
swap it out
swapping.
and we'll be totally good with that. But yeah, that was one of the big things that got me super excited. Another Star Wars thing. So there's a lot of Star Wars news. We finally got the Amazon exclusive, the third one of the Duel of Fates.
Oh
The
yeah, the
yeah,
Qui-Gon
so
Jinn.
that Qui-Gon
That
Jinn one to kind of
that is
complete
an
that little
awesome.
thing.
That to me is an awesome set. I like that it's 3. Like
Mhm.
like we talked about in the past, like all these connecting sets that they've been making. They're all pretty big. They've like
Yeah,
are they I think a
yeah, they're
lot of
usually
them
like
like,
five,
yeah,
six or
5 to
more. Yeah,
6. I like this is 3. It's done and it looks nice. It reminds me more of like it's not just going to be like a straight line, like I've said with, even though I love the bounty hunter ones, and they were in a lineup, but like it just looks a little stiff. Where I like how this actually they could have made this just as a movie moment. They try to
Yeah,
get more
yeah.
money
That's
out of
basically like
us.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's awesome, and we've never had an Obi-Wan Kenobi pop of like the version that he is in this. And Qui-Gon, Amazon came out with one recently, and then the original one's like a mega grill. But it's
Yeah, yeah.
just it's just awesome. I
It's
love this
cool. The
one.
motion of it, them fighting, and like the way, which I believe it looks like it's kind of curved, right? Or is it
Yeah,
just
it looks
flat?
curved.
It's a little
Well,
bit of like curve,
I
right?
think it's curved. I hope it is. That's what it looks like it, because
Yeah.
if it is just straight, I'll be upset. But I do think it's curved.
Yeah. Yeah. So it makes it definitely cool, a lot more dynamic than like most of these ones that you're just putting together like on a shelf, essentially, So at least this kind of has the motion and everything. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool one, just to at least see that we already knew what they were going to be, but actually seeing them now and the pictures of them like actually next to each other and stuff, I thought was actually a pretty cool sight to see. And I also had a little thing I wanted to bring up. Just this is like more like a news thing, not necessarily like a drop, but we've spoken about how Funko was getting this distribution center in Arizona. It was enormous distribution center. It's going to be where they kind of now house all their stuff when they're distributing all this stuff. We were hoping that that means that they're going to be able to get more products out and more things for us, whether that, we were kind of going back and forth, that meant like one more of these commons were just going to be coming out, or if they
Yep.
can make more different things now that they have the more space. But what I was excited for was the news that this actual location is now going to have a retail location there as
Yeah.
well. So there will be a retail store. So if you're in the Phoenix area, I believe is where it is, like a suburb of Phoenix, you're going to get a store, which is cool. And that brings up something that we've brought up in the past, is why is there not a retail Funko's location on the East Coast?
Yeah.
And I think it makes no sense. Like, I understand Everett, obviously. I understand Hollywood. Like those, they make sense. But like
New
the
York City.
next big place is New York City. Like New York City alone being big, and two, the fact that it's on the complete opposite coast. Like, why not have representation on both sides for having like a Funko flagship, a store like that, right? And it's like they're missing out. Maybe they're trying, maybe it's just too expensive, maybe there's just not a place that they can do right now. But if
They're
they're
definitely
not
missing
trying,
out.
I think they're crazy. Yeah, like they're
I
missing
agree.
a huge opportunity
It even made
to get more
me
people.
it even made me think, like, with this resale store coming, is I feel like they should try, and maybe they don't think it's worth it, but like do the like store within a store concept, like Target, for example. Like they have some of the
Yeah.
Targets have a Disney store within a Disney store, an Apple store within an Apple store. I feel like Funko should like actually claim territory in like a retail store. I'll just use Target. Like that would make it more legit, where product has to be there. It's not just like being thrown into the collectible section. And if
Yeah.
you know you may get, like we've talked about in the past, our stores have nothing, other stores have everything. But like I feel like if they made an official partnership where like a store within a store was in there, maybe you could build your own Funko Pop like you do in those stores in the retail store and stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
I think that would do better than they think, especially because I order a lot of my pops online, as you do as well, because
Yeah.
we can't really find them in the store. But that leads to boxes being ridiculously damaged. That's why I think a lot of collectors do like to go on hunts and actually get them in the retail stores.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could be a way that Funko could, really appease the collectors. I know it's like a random thought, but I was just like,
No, I
they're
agree.
missing out on the retail aspect.
Yeah, and I think like I understand like they sell to so many retailers. Like
Yeah,
there's so many big box companies and smaller shops and everything that carry Funko, and that's totally fine. And I also agree. I'm not saying like Funko needs to have a retail shop in every
everywhere. Yeah,
damn city, in every state even, but like major cities should have like at least one of these stores, because it's not just the fact of you being able to buy a Funko Pop at the store, which obviously you can get at Target or Hot Topic or Walmart.
yeah,
It's more the experience. And it's like having like more of these like interactive things that we see in Hollywood and all these cool things, like just having that ability should be in these big major cities.
yeah.
And like they're kind of coming over now that they've gotten to Arizona and they're in Phoenix, but they're still way out from us. So like New York City itself, and that's the thing. Like we live in New Jersey, but I'm totally fine with if New York City was the place that was closest to us to have one. And if you want to put
Exactly.
one down in Florida or something, that's cool. And then like Chicago, like cover at least cover like
Yeah,
areas, right? And just
I
totally make it
completely
like
agree
that.
with you. Like that's exactly what they've shifted strategies, but like the Disney store did that when they really had Disney stores. Like obviously malls would have them, but like major cities had like experiential Disney stores.
Yeah, yeah.
Chicago had
You
one,
got
New
the
York,
interactive
like
stuff. Yeah.
Paris. Like it's just yeah, they need to do more of those. But like maybe they are trying and we just don't know.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully we do get more of that. But either way, that's going to be our news. We did have some pretty cool stuff that we were very excited for that dropped within the last week. Let us know what is some of your favorite stuff right off the bat, just to give you guys my favorite, just kind of because I wanted to say what I was a big fan of the Moon Knight stuff. I gotta say, like out of everything that we everything was pretty cool, but I think the Moon Knight stuff is something that really got me like super excited when I saw those glam shots.
I completely agree with you. And if I had to pick the one, like the Mr. Knight glow in the dark is just that's fire. Like I really, and that's a Walmart exclusive, actually. I think
Yeah, I believe
this
so.
time where Hot Topic was the other Moon Knight one, but that yeah, definitely my favorite pop of the week.
Yeah, for sure. So let us know down below some of your favorites. And like we said before, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Appreciate you guys.
All right, later, everyone.